Here we are upgrading the Project 6 with the SVR VelocityAP SVR rotors. And here's all the parts we need. We need a big honking 4-piston SVR caliper, Brembo caliper. We need this beautiful 2-piece VelocityAP rotor. Thing's massive. And we need a new dust shield. And we already put our hub on, so this hub's an SVR hub. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt on the dust shield. So put the dust shield on, and then we'll put on the rotor, and then we'll put on the caliper. And I've already put the pads in here, as you can see. So the pads are in here. The pads are already in, as well as the spring clip and the pins. So it's all ready to go on there. So this should be fairly quick to do. I'm gonna have to stop and take off the old caliper and the brake line from that, swap it over. But let's get started. Set this up over here. I got the dust shield. We had some new bolts. I painted these black just so they stand out. No one's ever going to see them because they're behind the disc, but I know they're there. So this bolts up, like again, right to the regular knuckle, same knuckle. Get that one started. Come down here, let's go down here. There's this one. And there's this one. And these are held in place with a T30. And let me double check the, I know there's a torque rating on them, but the, it's 9 Newton meters. I go with nice and snug, so we gotta go crazy with these. This one. Nice and snug. And this last one. When I first did this, I just thought, well, it's the same knuckle, so it should fit, no problem. I went through all the, mounted everything up, dry fit everything was looking good, and I put the rotor on, but I didn't have the dust shield, because I didn't have the dust shields yet, and I didn't realize, that's when I realized it doesn't fit, because without this hub coming out a little farther, this will hit the dust shield. So, because this, like I said, this coming out a little bit, even though these have a spacer in them, it wasn't quite enough. So the next thing after this is on there nice and tight, we're going to put on the rotor. This is aluminum. I don't really need to put any anti-seize on here. And let's line this up. Ooh. There we go. Nothing's touching. Beautiful. And this comes with Velocity supplies the lug nuts for this. And so for this, we're going to need a 19mm. We'll put these on. Get these all started. Now, if you have an SVR, this is just simple. Remove the old ones, put on the new ones. It's that simple. For us S guys, got to change out the hub. But everything else from here on is the same. I'll give you the torque specs for these. Just snug these down. look good. We're going to see them. Well, we'll see the disc, but not the rest of this. Alright. So now, let's switch over to torque wrench. And the settings for this, it's actually 3-stage, but the first one is only 4 Newton meters, and so I don't really start with the 4. Go right to the 70. So 70. So let me get this down to. Let's just down to 70. So this is this. You tighten these down just like you would your wheel. So these are on here correctly. So I'm sure some of you are like, geez, what do I set this to when you buy them? It's 70, then it'll be 133. So adjust this. There we go. And take a star pattern. That's right, this is going to turn because there's no brakes. Alright, let me think for a second. How do I want to do this? There we go. Looking good. Alright. Next thing is we have these 2 bolts. These are 21mm. And this will go on the back side here. Let's open all the way. Get the and let's see, those are set to 110. So get this, let's see if I can. What I have to do now is move the brake line over from the old one to the new one. But for all intents and purposes, I think I know how to put a brake line on. If you're a SVR guy, you'd never, the brake line ought to be attached. So after that, I'm gonna bleed these out on this side. Once this side's done, I'll do the other side. So I think that looks gorgeous. I know it's kind of a little laborious doing all this, but for me, the juice was worth the squeeze. I think these are great looking brakes. Definitely going to help with the more power we've been adding between pulleys, exhaust, air intake, supercharger porting, a better exhaust flow. So in the tuning, I think it's worth it. Doesn't do any good if you have all the power and you can't stop. So I think this is great. Thanks for watching this. Have any questions, feel free to comment, reach out. I'll try to do the best I can to answer them. Until next time, thanks.